Alabama, Don't Stop, Mississippi, Possum Point, Georgia, Miami.
Who's Amy?
Miami.
You mean your Amy?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo hookers?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo hunkers?
Oh, I beg your pardon. Hoboken.
Hoboken. Oh, well, Mr. Conductor, I want to go to Hot Town.
Hot Town?
Yes.
That's the last stop.
Last-
All aboard.
All right, sir.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Hello, how are you doing? My name's Tethercat.
Greet underscore 1914 said go to Modi.
Go to Modi. I'm Tethercat, and I will be your streamer for this small section of your lives. Goat emoji. Hey JK, I see you there as well. Hello, how are you doing? As always, greetings to Greed. We're going to be playing some OpenGuessr tonight, and the rules are simple. It's very much like GeoGuessr. They plop you down on a map. The map itself is Google Earth, and you get to find out where you are. The closer you are to your origin point, the higher your score. This, however, is not GeoGuessr. This is OpenGuessr. Because this is OpenGuessr, which costs a fraction of the monetary spending.
Jakature said good, sorry I haven't stopped by in a long time.
Ah, it's great. It's good seeing you. I'm glad you're here. Because this is only a fraction of the cost of GeoGuessr, you get most of the bells and whistles, but not all of them, and that's fine. One of the things that we don't get is the mandatory 1 game equals 5 round rule. However, we are implementing an arbitrary 1 game equals 5 round rule. So bear with us and we will do that. With that said, that's about it. Let's hop in.
Tethercat said game 1, round 1. Tethercat said game 1, Round 1.
Excellent. So far, so good. I loaded the game up because I wanted to prep it. I wanted to get it set up for the stream. And the very first thing it did was it plopped me down here, wherever this is, wherever here is. It says that there's a county road. But most specifically, it showed me this van, and I cannot help but think that's the Bob and Doug McKenzie van. Or at least, it looks very similar. The Bob and Doug McKenzie van is red and has a gigantic Canada spare tire cover on its back, but that's aside the point. Anyway, yeah, we got a classic 80s van complete with all the rust that you would imagine on the back bumper. Look at the rusted back bumper. I love this van, and I've only just come here. So, game 1, round 1. Welcome to Canada, everybody. Just looking at where we are, I am, and seeing this van, I'm thinking it's Ontario. Call it a hunch. Something tells me that's probably my cousin Tethercat. Dollars to donut holes. That's my cousin. Where's my cousin ripping around to? Alright, let's go follow my cousin. Here's my cousin. That there is a bottle of beer in the window.
Jakature said yay road trip.
Road trip indeed. So it looks like we do have a civilization back here. And a lot of road signs. So let's head south. Let's go south. Alright, catch you later, cuz. Say goodbye to my cousin. And we'll travel south on this road, county road something something, and we're going to aim towards this copse of trees. As I say, I'm suspecting this is Ontario. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is Canada. It's much larger than the United States. And comparably, it's much larger than Japan. We were playing OpenGuessr Japan a few months ago. This is Canada. And I'm suspecting that we're somewhere in Ontario, and because I live near Toronto, I'm suspecting it's somewhere in this general vicinity. Well, we'll find out. Let's head south. Man, oh man, how are you guys all doing now that the introductions are out of the way? Dorwell Farm. The Gowleys live there. I have had a bad luck day. Despite my best efforts...
Jakature said Canada is fictional. You can't tell me otherwise. LOLJK.
Do you know someone where a relative of your Canadian girlfriend lives there or something? Alliston. Alliston is in Ontario. Hydro One is the name of the electricity provider. And Alliston is somewhere in here, I think, somewhere. So we're going to put that down as a place marker and continue on here. It's a Canada place. Yes, and my accent is also completely fake. Rent me. No. Make me. I had a bad luck day. I tried very hard, and in all of my attempts I failed. And it wasn't just internally, but external forces were also playing against me, so I decided, you know what I'm going to do?
Jakature said sorry you had a bad luck day.
Nah, it's fine, because I'm still in good spirits. And I thought, I'm going to mitigate the entirety of the day, and I'm going to enjoy myself in the company of good folks, good fun frivolities. And I am going to play some OpenGuessr. And the moment I turned my computer on, OBS had an update. Now, typically, I do not like updating OBS ever. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. But in this instance, I thought, you know what? Sure, let's update OBS. So, I went to go update OBS, and everything completely botched, because that's how things go. Everything kind of ruined. Alliston and Baxter. Alliston and Baxter. There's Baxter. There's Bethesda. If anyone's looking for Skyrim, it's right there. It's near Skydive Toronto. Just let you know. There's Alliston, or the Alliston Airfield. So it's in this general area. We have County Road 10, County Road 56, County Road 89, and County Road 21. That there says County Road 10. This here says County Road 10. We're heading south currently, and if we head to the left, we get Baxter. We're heading south on County Road 10, and if we head to the left, we get Baxter. There's a train track. Heading south. Oh, I see. We're heading south on County Road 10. And if we head to the left, we get to Baxter, and if we head to the south. So we're in this general vicinity here. Not your everyday KS. Not. See this Pioneer gas station? That's this here Pioneer gas station. Okay, so we're right in this area. So let's head back. There's a library up here. Let's put us right there. And we'll head back to our starting origin with Bob and Doug McKenzie, my cousins. This is facing north. So let's see how long it takes for us to find that body of water off to the right. We're getting pretty good at this game here in Canada, especially when we hit the Ontario parts because, well, I'm Canadian and I know stuff near Toronto. I think last time we got something around 3 meters. What's this? Where are we here? 20th Side Road. So we're just south of 20th Side Road. That's Angus. Willoughby Road. There's 25th Side Road, and we're just south of 20th Side Road. There's 20th Side Road. I thought we were down there, but we might be closer to here. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna throw that in as my guess. Here we go. Game 1, round 1. Say goodbye to Bob and Doug McKenzie, my cousins, because I'm guessing 300 meters away. I was 300 meters away. Still relatively close. Or as the game says, impressive. And that's how the game's played, everyone. We're just going to keep doing this for a little while. We're going to have some conversations, some fun. We're going to chat. You're going to tell me about your day. I'm going to tell you about my day. Let's have some fun. Also, please let me know, how are the levels? How's audio? Is video looking okay? Is there anything wrong? Anything askew? Anything you would like me to change?
Tethercat said game 1, round 2.
Let's do this.
Tethercat said game 1, round 2.
Now there says Rue Louis Jobin, which is French for Louis Jobin Street. So I can't help but think that we're in Quebec. Not only are we in Quebec, we're next to the 138 east-west. So, we're in Quebec. And typically when they throw you in Quebec, they're going to throw you either in the Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City area. So let's just briefly see if there's a 138 kicking around these parts. 131, 132. Here's 138 near Quebec City. So, we're somewhere along with 138 here. We might even be in Quebec.
Jakature said AB is good. Day is going alright, but I'm super sleepy and kinda lightheaded.
Ah, well, you should definitely be keeping yourself healthy, so make sure that you get lots of rest. You gotta take care of yourself first and foremost, right? What's this say? Ville de Beaupré. That's Beauport. Went for Beaupré. There's Beaupré. Hi. Beaupré Station. 138. We're like right in. Oh, and here's this weird little dipsy doodle wibbly wonk of a side road here. Let's see what else we got going on here. I'm just looking for that Louis Jobin. There's St. Louis. I want Louis Jobin. Érable. But I'm not even looking at Translation Chan. Translation Chan is challenged at the best of times on my English. I'm not even gonna make an attempt how translation is doing on my French. I'm not a francophone, never claimed to be. There's Louis Jobin. And now if we can just kind of, there it is. That's what we're looking for right there. Yep. There's Madeline. It says 360 though. That's, yeah, it is 120 or 138. Okay. This looks like our little dipsy doodle from when we were coming in. Let's just rewind. If we're facing north, then we're almost right there, I'd say. Okay. That's my guess, everybody. That's my guess. Here we go, everybody. Let's take a look and see how I do for round 2 of game 1. 37 meters. I was 37 meters away. Close. I like the comment here is, how? How indeed. I'll take it. Let's pop over to...
Tethercat said game 1, round 3.
Yes, please.
Tethercat said game 1, round 3.
And furthermore, everybody make sure that you stay hydrated. And here's our first hydration check of the evening.
Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said hydration check.
Tonight I tried to make myself feel better. So I went out, I dined out. There is a new Japanese restaurant in the area. Yum, yum, yum. Figured I'd go and see what it's all about. What do they have? Do they have good food? Do they have ramen? Do they have chirashi? So I go to this place, and it's definitely a high-end Japanese restaurant. It has both takeout and dine-in. So the counter girl, the staff, hands me a takeout menu, walks away, comes back 10 minutes later and says, "Have you figured what you wanted to order yet?" And I replied, "I'd like to sit in and dine," which surprised them.
Jakature said never. Fish poop in water.
Oh no, always, always. So, so after 10 minutes of standing there with a takeout menu, they lead me to a seat in the dining area, but then hand me an actual menu and leave. As if I did not stand there with 10 minutes staring at a takeout menu. Well, what do I know? This is my first time being there. So I decided to open up this, leather-bound hardcover menu, and it's the exact same items as was in the takeout menu. There's not a thing that's changed. It's the exact same. So now they're leaving me to have my choice, to make my selection, which I've already made 15 minutes ago. They've just not asked me. So I'm sitting there, and 10 minutes later, they come back, and they're like, "Sir, can I help you?" And I said, yeah. I want a miso soup, a light green salad, and a bowl of chirashi. Chirashi. A translation chant. A bowl of chirashi. There you go. So, sure. And they take off. It's half an hour, and I'm still sitting there at an empty table. They finally realize what's going on and bring me a miso soup and leave. So I'm on to them now. It's been like 45 minutes since I walked in. I put a plate over top of the miso soup and set it aside, and I sit and wait. 15 minutes later, a salad arrives. So I uncover my miso soup, which is now mostly hot. I start eating the salad with the lukewarm miso soup, and immediately the bowl of chirashi comes in. So it's now been an hour, and I'm finally getting my meal all at once, with apologies from the waitstaff. I start eating, and the table next to me starts talking, and they're talking about things that you should never talk about during dining. And so I'm thinking, if I could just plug my ears, I could eat this happily. Anyway, the meal was good. The meal was fine. However, the wait staff was horrible. The dining experience was horrible. Everything was horrible, except for the music. The music was awesome. So I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. And I will go back, but it's not going to be on at any time soon. And with that rant out of the way, by the way, as soon as I left, I immediately came back here. So with that rant out of the way, let's get on with Game 1, Round 3. Thanks for allowing me to have my chirashi rant. I love chirashi. We're on Blue Water Way. We don't know where we are. There's a bottle of beer on that sign. Blue Water. Blue Water. Blue Water in Ontario? I would assume if it says Blue Water, it's either near the Great Lakes or near the ocean. On either side, no less. Blue Water Way. Blue Water. Blue Water Way. Blue Water. Well, let's just keep searching. Let's keep looking around. So thank you for allowing me that little moment of frustration. That was frustration alleviation. I appreciate that. Sunset Beach Road, Auburn, Blythe. Sunset Beach Road, Blythe, Auburn. Everything about that sign says Ontario. I'm getting Ontario. There's Blue Water Beach. 25. Here's 25. Auburn. So, if we head to the left, we go to Sunset Beach Road. If we head to the right, we go to Blythe Road, which is 25. As well as Auburn and Blythe. We're pretty much right here. Okay. Blue Water Highway. Heading into a left and right. Let's head back where we were. Put that road sign there. Let's just head up a little bit. Again, this is the way we were heading. Gotta go past some farmland. Only a couple of houses. We only had to go past a couple of houses. Happy cycling. Look at the road. Don't look at the Google car. Look at the road. That's how accidents happen. By the way, nice shoes. I think this kid is dabbing while cycling. Is this kid dabbing while cycling? I can't tell. Alright. Let's, yeah. Let's put it right there. Here's our guess, everybody. Here's our guess. 264 meters. I was a little north. I should have headed a little bit more south. Excellent. Good job, team.
Tethercat said Game 1, Round 4. Tethercat said Game 1, Round 4.
And we're here near Rang 11 East. That's not 11 East, that's Onzième? Range Onzième. Or 11th Avenue, if you would. Which puts us in very good contention. It's going to be in, potentially, Quebec. Now, I say potentially in Quebec because it could also be in Newfoundland, Labrador. It could also be in the northern section of New Brunswick. And when you hit Rang, R-A-N-G, which could be range, you're looking at mountains. So, it's a Rang 11. That's 11 right there. That's 11 right there. So, we've already got us a couple of potentials. Let's head north. Go north in this northern land. See if we can figure out where we are. It's a nice house. Yeah. Welcome to Canada, everybody. Boy, we had a heat wave very recently, and the heat wave just broke. Bang the like, bang on the M. Well, that's good, but it doesn't tell us where we are. Gonna continue down 11th. We're heading north. We might as well stay north. Yeah. OpenGuessr, Canada. I enjoy this game. There's another streamer out there. Goes by the name of Red the Panda. And by the way, I believe Red is currently playing over on Twitch, playing Roblox. So if you like a Tethercat stream, but you don't like a Tethercat stream all that much, cough, cough. Over on Twitch right now, Red the Panda is playing Roblox. Chem de Lorne. By the way, it was a different street for a short amount of time there. Rank 11, but anyway, yeah, go visit Red. Last night I was visiting Red's stream and I said, hey, you're playing a certain game. Is it your comfort game? And Red said, yes, it is. Got me thinking about comfort games. Got me thinking about games that you want to play when you're just having fun, when you're just chilling and you want to turn your brain off and play and yeah, just let it happen. So I'd say that GeoGuessr and OpenGuessr, the combination, are probably a good comfort stream for me. A lot of no-braining. Just try and find where you are in Canada. Oh, hello, we got our road sign. No time. Whoa. I can't make that out. I can make out the number 4. Well. Via to Farnham. We're near Farnham. But I don't think we're going to find Farnham. Farnham's a very, very... First of all, V means town, so the odds of us finding a town are slim. Anyway. No, we'll keep it up. We'll just keep plowing through. Maybe at some point we'll find one of those signs. Oh, look, we got some water over here. Our north turned to east not too long ago. Saint Sabine and Saint Brigide. Saint Sabine. Saint Sabine. Saint Brigide. Saint Sabine. Saint Brigide. Saint Sabine and Saint-Brigide. Hey, Sabine. We'll pray. Saint Sabine and Saint Brigide. Part of me really does feel sad for Translation Chan putting up the good fight. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. We've already traveled. Now we're really far into Quebec at this point. Still haven't seen Saint Sabine or Saint Brigide. So just head up the river. We haven't been up this way yet. Yeah, that's in the middle of nowhere that way. So we've covered Quebec, we've covered the northern part of New Brunswick. I don't think we need to do up in there, but we should check out all these areas over here. Oh, not there. I'm pretty sure it's not in Nova Scotia. Oh, I got some areas down here. A lot of items here on the US border. Saint Sabine and Saint Brigide. It might not even be around here, to be honest. We're hoping it is. Alright, well, let's keep looking around. And we got Saint Brigide, 2 kilometers, Saint Sabine, 8 kilometers. Maybe we should head back. Should we go north 2 kilometers on this road? Sure, we should. Currently, we're on Chemlabo. Translation Chan, you the real MVP. Oh, road sign. Hello. Parachute, Nouvelle Air. Who wants to go parachuting? Me. To be fair, I haven't thought of the word 11 in a long time. When I saw the 11E, I didn't remember what 11E stood for. And one of my favorite words in French, my favorite French words is deuxième. Deuxième. And it means 12. And there's no reason for it. It's just, it's almost like cellar door. It's just such a romantic word. Deuxième. Deuxième. And its connotation for 12 is simply 10 plus 2. That's it. It's just deuxième. 10 plus 2. And I thought, well, what's 11? Because that's 12. Deuxième is 12. What's 11? trying to think of it, trying to think of it. And then the word ons came to mind. Ons. Which I believe is O-N-Z-E. Ons. There we go. Please help us. Okay, we're on 104. Or at least we're really near 104. That'll help. Now we're looking for this green number, and we're looking for 104. Or the blue number for 104, but I'm pretty sure it's the green number. Yeah, anyway. So, if I haven't thought of the word 11 in a long time, I can assure you that ons is not a word that I've thought of in a very long time. Here's 108. That's 108. Over 104. Here's 104. But I'm not seeing anything that would even remotely hint at what we're trying to find. I think we gotta head back more towards a Quebec 104. There's 104. There's St. Brigide. There's St. Sabine. So, here we are in Range-Ons. There's Range-Ons. We're facing north. We head north a bit. Got a good long stretch of solid until we get to Range de Lac. Now the question is, where's Range de Lac? Where are you? There's Range de Lac. So let's head back. Let's see if we can find Range de Set. De Set. Ons, deuxième. Wow, this is going back a fair way. Is 10 even here? I think that's 10, right? No, that's a house. Yeah, that's going way back. Yeah, we are definitely not going that far back. Especially if we just want to go here. Yeah, let's drop it there. 126 meters. Okay. Now it's time for game 1, round 5.
Tethercat said game 1, round 5. Tethercat said game 1, round 5.
Yee-haw. Let me just quickly check something on the back end here. Whenever you hear me say I'm checking something on the back end, I'm taking a look at my social media, my email, I'm checking out various things, I'm checking out settings. That's what dealing with something on the back end means. Where the heck are we? That's Saskatchewan 673, so we're in Saskatchewan. This would be Saskatchewan 673. I have no idea where that is. Alright. This is Saskatchewan. It is farmland and it is flat. Hello, that is where we want to go. Let's head south. No, I guess we're heading east. We're going east. That is a dipsy doodle of land. Saskatchewan is not fully flat. This reminds me of heading south into Drumheller. Drumheller is my favorite location in Canada, possibly, because it's a solid landmass of flat valley until it completely drops. By 300 meters, it just goes straight down, bro. And then it's in this canyon, and the entire location of Drumheller is dinosaur themed because that's where they found all these dinosaur bones. So they decided to build a town around it and make an amusement park of it. So there's everything. If anyone ever likes dinosaurs, go visit Drumheller. It's just amazing. And I swear, it's like they got the some of the props from Jurassic Park. Hello? Oh yeah, they got a sports field. And it's like they got some of the props from Jurassic Park because there was a supermarket there when I went. There was a supermarket and it had, hello, welcome to your friendly neighborhood supermarket, and it had a gigantic dinosaur head mounted on the outside, like a life-size, realistic one-to-one dinosaur head mounted on the outside of this supermarket. It was brilliant. All right. Oh, no, I want to go that way. I want to go that way. We are in Delisle. We are in Delisle, Saskatchewan, which is right here. Actually, I joke, but it's right here. I'm pretty sure we came in from the north. So let me just rewind and get my bearings. Pretty much the entire journey we were heading east into Delisle. Were we on 673 the entire route? Yeah, we were. Okay. I don't honestly remember passing by any named roads. I remember we passed by a couple of roads, but I don't remember any of them being named. So let's put it right there. Now let's see what happens when we head to the west. See how far it is from this turn in the road. You're in Delisle, Saskatchewan. There's a running joke that if you wanted to set a game like Grand Theft Auto in Saskatchewan, it would just show one of the protagonists running away with a cop firing a bullet 3 days later. That's the central quote-unquote joke of Grand Theft Auto Saskatchewan. There's a lot of hills and, like, they are minor, sure, but there's, you know, there is inclines and declines here in Saskatchewan, over near Delisle. This is a fair distance. This is almost equidistant to Delisle. Now we get our first turn in the road. It still says 673. Now this one becomes the unnamed road, so that is our turn in the road. Oof. Look at those clouds. Literally, you can see clouds forever. Those clouds go on. And this is our turn in the road. Wow. I have a fear of open spaces. I have agoraphobia. I would never be able to live in Saskatchewan. So we were pretty much equidistant between that turn in the road and Delisle. In fact, I'd even put us closer to Delisle. Okay, everyone. Here's our guess. Half a kilometer. We were half a kilometer away. And that's it for the game 1, round 1 through 5. Let's take a quick stretch break. We'll get on to game 2.
Tethercat said game 2, round 1. Tethercat said game 2, round 1.
Okay. It's been a few days since I last streamed. You know what I watched the other day? I watched The Hobbit. But I didn't watch The Hobbit. Yeah, let's do a hydration check.
Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said hydration check.
What I actually watched was a fan edit of The Hobbit. We're in Saskatchewan 339. And I watched a fan edit of The Hobbit because there's 339. I don't know. There's 376. So the Lord of the Rings was a really famous trilogy, and as a book, it was something like 400,000 words or something like that. It was an epic. The Hobbit was a short story. It was only about 90,000 words. Very short. Children's short story. That got bloated into a 3-movie deal with so much padding because corporate got involved. So, on that alone, I had no desire ever to watch The Lord of the Rings. And I took it as an affront to The Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. I couldn't justify spending 82 hours watching a short story that I used to love. Until I learned that there was a fan edit that takes out everything bloated about the entire trilogy of films and whittles it down into its core elements, keeping the spirit of the film, but marking it at just a little over 4 hours. And the other day I had 4 hours to spare. So I decided I was going to sit down the other day for 4 hours and watch The Hobbit. And you know what? That fan edit, it was really good. Briarcrest. Briarcrest. So yeah, I watched The Hobbit, and it was entertaining. I liked it. It's a lot of good jokes in there, a lot of humor. Briarcrest. There's Greenbrier. Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching The Hobbit. And coincidentally, that same day, I had originally started watching Dune, another fan edit, which completely... There's Briarcrest. Another fan edit, which, yeah, it pulled everything together. Briarcrest 1. So that's south. This is north. So we'll see if we hit 39 drink water. And yeah, I really liked it. Really liked it. Briarcrest 1. Are we on 339? Yeah, we are. But Dune, oh, that was a slog. I think it was Dune from 1974, 1975. Anyway, it was rough. Can't say that I enjoyed that version of Dune. And it had nothing to do with special effects. It had everything to do with the pacing of the film, even with the help of the fan edit. And the sheer complexity and darn near idiocy of the plot. Whereas The Hobbit, it was just pretty much a straightforward, hey, we're just trying to reclaim our home. Even that got dumbed down from what I remembered. Even then, I don't remember bits about the big war, the big army. I remember loving the part where they took out the dragon, sure. But I don't remember much beyond that. There's Briarcrest. And we traveled south for a kilometer. I'm almost willing to bet that is that side road that we were just on that had no name. So yeah, let's yeah, just north of that intersection, here we have a little bit of a water pond. Just north of that intersection, we got us some water. So I'm willing to bet that that's where we are. Here's our guess, everybody. Saskatchewan, Briarcrest. Oh, it was within a kilometer. Seriously impressive.
Tethercat said Game 2, Round 2. Tethercat said Game 2, Round 2.
Without looking, this is either Northern Ontario or British Columbia. It's Saskatchewan, everybody. Welcome to Saskatchewan night here in the Tethercat OpenGuessr game. We're here on 106. I can't help but wonder where one of our loyal viewers, Mini-Me, is. Because I keep coming across Gimli, Manitoba. And it always makes me laugh. Because we watched Tales from the Gimli Hospital, which was utterly and completely bonkers. That was not too long ago. I think that was a Halloween stream. Or a Christmas stream. Anyway, I can't help but check out all these places in Saskatchewan. And I think of that. All right, 106. Is there anything briefly that says 106 in this vicinity? That answer would be no. So let's... Here's Wolverine, Saskatchewan, everybody. Gotta capitalize on Canada's greatest superhero. Alright, let's see if we can find... Oh, there's a road sign. That helps. Canada's greatest superhero. Canada has had some pretty fun superheroes, I gotta admit. Here's Big Sandy Resort. Oh, it's got sand. Let's continue north on 106. Hey, it's July 8th, everybody. If you look at the top of the screen, if you look at the calendar, it's July 8th. Big Sandy Lake. Right now we are close to Big Sandy Lake. Where's Big Sandy Lake? We don't know. And the reason why I bring that up, although I've completely forgotten what I was talking about, so I'm just buying time at this point. Canada has great superheroes, pretty famous superheroes. The reason I bring it up is because we have a new Superman movie coming out. Oh no, I was talking about it being July 1st last weekend, and it's July 8th. And that's where my brain was. First off, hooray, no one's lighting off fireworks anymore. That's a bonus. And I can't remember where my brain was going after that. In Saskatchewan, I don't think I want to go north, to be honest. I think in Saskatchewan, we're to head west and ideally turn south. Well, perhaps we were going west. We were going west. Alright, well, let's continue west and potentially amble south. Yeah, there's a Superman movie coming out, and that's part of the DC lineage, which is nice. Because DC also has some good Canadian superheroes. Marvel seems to have capitalized on Canadian superheroes. No idea why. Obviously the success of Wolverine, but then you have Deadpool. When y'all went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, you realize that was a Canadian movie, right? That was a Canadian road trip movie. There was so much Canadianism in that. I was in the theater, and again, I'm there, and it's got a pretty packed theater in Deadpool and Wolverine. And there's one part where, if you haven't seen it from this movie a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's one part where they meet up with a character in the Canadian wilderness who asks, hey, do you know how far it is to a certain location? And Deadpool says, yeah, it's a couple of clicks that way. Now, clicks are a Canadian word for kilometers. And we Canadians, myself and others, we totally say clicks when we're saying kilometers. How many clicks do we have to go? Kilometers. So I'm there in the theater with all these other hosers. And Deadpool says, yeah, you got to go a couple of clicks that way. And the audience is roaring with laughter because Canadianisms are not usually brought up in the cinema. Scott Pilgrim, he's Canadian. In fact, the first movie for Scott Pilgrim, the live-action movie, filmed all in Toronto, of course, but tons of Canadian references. Overwhelming amount of Canadian references. The music and the nightclubs, everything in there was Canadian. Scott Pilgrim, Canadian. Created by Canadian, starring Canadians, for Canadians. Deadpool and Wolverine, Canadians. You have some great intellectual properties here. Fantastic actors. And I'm glad that we're, as a country, I'm glad we're finally getting the recognition instead of being Canada North. Two of the most egregious cinema disasters, representations of Canada. Number one, Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx. Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx. Set in New York. The movie takes place in New York. However, inexplicably, the mountains of Vancouver feature prominently in New York. And hint, there are no mountains in New York, nor the Bronx. So, that's the worst Canadian film representation, in my humble opinion. However, the second worst one is in The Incredible Hulk, which I believe came out in 2003? 2002? 2008? The Incredible Hulk. And there is a scene, and again, I believe this takes place in New York. There's a scene where the Hulk is fighting Abomination, and it's the climax of the film. It's at night and it's on New York streets. Except, those streets are clearly Toronto. It was clearly filmed in downtown Toronto. Passed off as, once again, as New York. So, Canada has not had a lot of great representation as Canada. What was that? Prior to 2010. After 2010, Canada did good. That was partly Scott Pilgrim. It was partly Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, lots of good stuff going on there. Lots of good Canadian films in the past decade, 2 decades. Scott Pilgrim, yeah. I'm trying to think of other good Canadian representations in film. But anyway, the new Superman movie's coming out. I'm pretty sure that Metropolis will be featured in that film, wherever that is. That's what I like about Deadpool and Wolverine. It was damn near set in, I'd say, if not Toronto, and they did have an image of the CN Tower crumbled. Then at least, like, I don't know, North York. I remember, again, they have this one scene where they meet up with the individual and they're in the wilderness. And they say, hey, where's that thing? Oh, it's a couple of clicks away. And I am certain that those are the agricultural lands of King City or Vaughan. Perhaps up as far as Newmarket. It's north of Toronto, that area. Deadpool and Wolverine were walking through these agricultural lands, and I'm pointing at the movie theater screen screaming, I know that place! I know those hosers. I don't know if I like Deadpool versus Wolverine. It's a good film. But I like to rewatch films. I like to go back. If I liked a film, I will watch it again. And I haven't had that urge with Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a good film. Just don't know that it was a great film. My God. Okay, Saskatchewan. You know what? Oh no, we were a far way away. Not gonna lose the game to Saskatchewan.
Tethercat said game 2, round 3.
Saskatchewan.
Tethercat said game 2, round 3.
Yeah. You travel one road for 10 minutes and it's just not happening. Screw that. Line 87. We're here on line 87, everybody. Line 87. Part of me thinks that that is in Ontario. Near that Alliston area that we saw earlier. Remember in game 1 we were looking around Alliston and Baxter? Line 87. So let's head east and we'll see what happens. This is effectively the landscape. If it is Ontario, like what I'm thinking. Probably the Highlands. Hello, where are we? No winter maintenance ahead. Gravel road. Road 175 and line 87. Let's stay on line 87 a bit longer. Continue east. Canadian films. And what a far cry from the Canadian films of yore. When one of the biggest cinematic draws for Canada was Bob and Alice and Doug and Lucy. Canadian classic that everyone remembers. Stupid Canadian film. We didn't have much back in those days. I think one of our greatest Canadian films, or at least most popular from back then, was Slapshot. Slapshot. Canadian classic. One of our most hallowed halls for hockey films. David Cronenberg was a premier science fiction / horror filmmaker. But yeah, otherwise we had quite the dry spell for good Canadian representation. So it's good to see that we're back in the cinema. That's really what I'm getting at here. Ontario. remember all the jingles from the 60s, 70s, and 80s growing up. One of them was, "There's a place I know in Ontario. There's only one place to go." Speaking of which, what's this? It's just more farmland. But yeah, see, there was a massive push back in, I guess it was the mid to late 70s. There was a push to remove ourselves from our American dependency and focus primarily on Canadian content. In fact, the name of such was CanCon, short for Canadian Content. And it assured that every broadcast medium, whether it was television, radio, whatever, contained a certain overwhelming amount of Canadian content. The majority would be Canadian content. Maybe it was 55%, maybe it was 60 plus, who knows, but it meant that we had a lot of Canadian shows. Now, American production values were superior. So you would be watching things such as MASH or Magnum PI, The Mary Tyler Moore Show. And it would be offset by these Canadian TV shows, which were almost always not as funny. Road 65 seems well traveled. Let's head down Road 165. I think we're gonna get somewhere. Line 87 ain't doing it for us, so we're heading south. Yeah, there's much more traffic this way. And you never see anything like this unless it's a rich person's house. They live out that way. That's an affluent house. We're in the rich lands. What's that say? A truck. Oh, just a big old red truck. Yeah. We definitely chose a road that has traffic on it. That's good. I still maintain this is roughly in the vicinity of Toronto. Now, I might be absolutely mistaken, of course. But I got my suspicions. What's that say? Union Gas. Binning Street West. Yes, please. Let's head over to... Is there just a sign that I just passed? Yeah, okay. Heading into town, heading into town. What town is it? We don't know. Yeah. Looks like a school. Here we go. Recreation complex. Welcome. And it doesn't even say. We're gonna have to see what that is. It's a shame we can't go in here. North Perth. North Perth. Alright, if my Ontario suspicion is correct, we're looking for North Perth. that could be anywhere in all of this. So keep your eyes open, everybody. We're looking for North Perth. South Huron. '87, as in line 87. I don't know. Is it line 87? I don't know. North Perth. North Bruce. North Perth. This 87 is not very far. And by that I mean, yeah, I think that the North Perth I'm thinking of is not there. Maybe it's over this way. North Perth. I don't think it's over this way, to be honest. Yeah. Let's keep looking. We know we're in North Perth. North Perth. This road has not been created yet, which is why we can't go on it. Alright, fine, we're not going on that road. I wonder if we can see ourselves in the reflection of this truck. The milk truck. There's the Google Earth car. There's us. That's our hand. Google Street View. That's our hand. Say hello, everybody. A roundabout? That's a roundabout. Hello? Perth line, Perth County. There is a Perth County in Ontario somewhere. Be in this area. Perth. Where would Perth County be? So we got 23, 23, and 86. 23, 23, 86. Mitchell Road South. We were on 87 for the longest time. Or was it 83? The thing is, we didn't see anyone. We were on that road for a long time. We didn't see anyone. There's 23. I'm not seeing anything of what we're looking for. 86. Captain Harlock. Translation Chan. So, I'm pretty sure we're in this area. Remember, we were heading east for the longest time. Line 39, line 36, line 42. So let's head back. Line 87. Yeah, Perth line. Up to line 87. We're kind of brute forcing this, but whatever. At least it ain't Saskatchewan. Line 87. Line 87. Now then, if we head north, we got nothing, which means that we're heading in this general direction. So let's head. We're right here, by the way. We're here at it looks like a farm. At the front door of a farm. If we head south along this line, it kind of goes, or rather, if we head east, it ever so narrowly diverts south. So let's continue south until we find our first intersection. Cross a bridge. Line 87. We're heading east and we're looking for our first intersection, which I think is up ahead. And here we are. Our first intersection is Road 175. 157. 65, 71, Road 175, Cross Court Beach Volleyball. Cross Court Beach Volleyball. Cross Court Beach Volleyball. Your guess is as good as mine, and I am definitely curious. I think that's the beach volleyball place. I think that's a little bit of a lie to say that this is beach volleyball. Right there. Oh. Okay, so. From 175 I'm gonna yikes, I guess it's a straight shot. So this is north, and if we just narrowly angle it that way, we go up to 175, which means, yes, we are definitely down in this area. Do you have an A in geography? No. No, I am the furthest thing from an A in geography. However, we did get it within 1.5 kilometers. So hooray for us. Yay.
Tethercat said Game 3, Round 4. Tethercat sent Game 3, Round 4.
And welcome to the top of the hour, everybody. Welcome aboard. My name's Tethercat. And I'm drinking Buckley's. That's how you can tell it's a Canadian stream. I'm drinking Buckley's. For those who are curious, Buckley's is a Canadian cough and sore throat remedy. Exclusively Canadian. I'm playing OpenGuessr. Currently, we're in Alberta, which would be this province right here. And it looks like we're on Alberta Road 40, which is that road right there. We are somewhere on this road, everybody. That can sometimes get tricky. Up north is... oof. It goes even further north than that. Yikes. So we are somewhere between Grand Prairie and just shy of Calgary. That's great. Well, beautiful land. Alberta is known for its hills, and we are relatively close to the Rocky Mountains. In fact, we are incredibly close to the Rocky Mountains to the west. This is north. That's the west, and those would be the Rocky Mountains. And this would be east, and those are not the Rocky Mountains. Those are just regular old hills. We got a river. So, the question becomes, where are we? I don't see us being in Calgary. I almost think that just looking at where we are, we're pretty close to this area, this whole Marlborough Rob thing. But anyway, let's see if we can go find a hint. If we head north, we could be going anywhere. This way is west, and this will take us somewhere. This could be a bit of a slog, so here's to hoping. Actually, you know what? Let's head east. We're going east, everybody. Because I see a vehicle, and the vehicle's going east, so we're going east. And hopefully we will come across something nice. Like a road sign. Yeah. It's, I'm gonna have a pretty busy week ahead, I anticipate. So I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of time to stream, which is why I wanted to get something in. I haven't been doing too much streaming this week. I did a ton of streaming last week. Played a ton of games. Well, it was the North American holiday week last week. We had Canada Day. There was other activities. But this time around I figured we would... Oh, hello, was that a road sign? This time around I figured I'd take it easy. Hello. Wanyandi Flats East Co-op. We're really near the Wanyandi Flats East. Oh, road sign. Actually, that's the name of the road. Wanyandi Flats East. Does that road sign have where we are? It does not. Yeah, this is OpenGuessr. And it's a pretty fun game, all things considered. I enjoy the game. It is definitely like being in Canada without actually being in Canada. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because I am actually currently in Canada. Okay. Oh. So we're definitely heading east where there are no mountains. We could have headed to the west where we'd see big mountains. But they're just big mountains. East has smaller mountains and drumlins. Part of my decades of experience involved exploring the physiographic regions of geographic properties. And yeah, it is exactly as exciting as that sounds. What that means, however, is that I have an innate knowledge of various land masses, including the definition of the word drumlin. I know what a drumlin is. Translation Chan doesn't know what a drumlin is. Translation Chan likes proving me wrong. Translation Chan. On the bright side, ChatRat is not getting in on this, and I am grateful. Oh god, we're stuck in Alberta. Let's go this way. We're going back where we were, but this time we're going the other way. Go on, at least see mountains. Oh, yeah. It's, I was talking with one of the furballs. I enjoy speaking to the furball family. And I was talking with one of the furballs, I guess it was last week, about my low viewer count and unique ways to upsell myself, the Tethercat brand. What can I do to gain subscribers, views, all those things? What can I do? And you know what? I think the conclusion was I'm pretty comfortable with what I have. Not to say I wouldn't like more. I love entertaining. Now, on the other hand, my family member of the furball family suggested that I market myself as a voice actor. In fact, I had someone tell me, I guess it was within the past 2 or 3 days, that apparently my voice sounds very cold, very chill, very calming, and very ASMR. I take that as an incredibly high compliment, I might add. My family member in the furball family suggested that I read audiobooks. That's not a bad suggestion, honestly. Sheep Creek, Alberta. Sheep Creek, Alberta. Your guess is as good as mine, if not better. Sheep Creek, Alberta. Ram Ranch. Sheep Creek, Alberta. ways to market myself to attract an audience. And honestly, I don't know that I have an answer for this. Last week, during the 2nd anniversary stream, congratulations to me, which also was the 18th birthday stream for Tethercat, inadvertently became a 18th birthday and 2nd anniversary party, which had, I don't know, 3 or 4 viewers. There was no one watching. Okay, there was no one watching in the grand scheme of things. There were 3 or 4 incredibly loyal, faithful, and eternally honored viewers. Some of the people who I absolutely treasure. Don't get me wrong, when I say that no one was watching, it's a grand scheme of things because there were people watching and participating, and I love them. I love them dearly. That's to say that I was Twitch rated. I was rated by another Twitch streamer that day who brought in 15 additional people and quadrupled my viewership instantly. And I didn't know how to react to that. Truthfully, it kind of freaked me out a little. And a couple of them stuck around, and a couple of them said hi, and a couple of them wished me well, but then they all dispersed, and now here I am, back where I am. I think the difference between last week and this week is that I gained, as per the algorithm and stats, and what have you, I think I gained like maybe a viewer or 2. And that's nice, I appreciate it, I absolutely love it. But I was speaking with my Furball family member who has just recently surpassed 500 viewers. Congratulations! 500 subscribers. Congratulations to my Furball family member. That ain't me. I have 6 or 7 Furball family members from the Mizu side, and consistently they have about 10 people watching any of their streams at any given time. I am definitely the outlier. But once again, I don't mind. I would like more, but I'm grateful for what I have. So anyway, some of the suggestions were that I should read audiobooks, I should do some more voice acting. I love voice acting streams. I've done it on quite a few, from Bewitches recently to King of Hearts. God, it's rude. Alright, you know what? I can only take so much. We're right here. Oh gosh darn it, we were 250 kilometers away. Well, we were close. Alright, everybody.
Tethercat said Game 2, Round 5. Tethercat said Game 2, Round 5.
Final round of the evening, everybody. Final round. Now, it looks like we're in Halliburton County. Road 20. Halliburton. There is a Halliburton in Ontario. And it's up in this general area. Halliburton Road 20. Halliburton Road 20. Well, we've got our little tiny placement marker. Let's just keep that as an option. and we'll see where we go from here. Okay. Now then, we're definitely in some hills. That's north. That's south. Oh man, we are definitely in the hills. We're in the hills, but those are some lakes. Those are cottages on the lakes. Some of those are homes, cottages on the lakes. We are definitely in this area. We are so definitely in this area. There's 19. We can find 20, we're laughing. $15. Well, the problem is that all of these lakes are their own thing. If we can't find 20, we're screwed. Here's 20. Okay, so Horseshoe Lake Road. Effectively, it looks like we're near, if not on, Horseshoe Lake Road. It's a short little road. It just goes from there to there. So we're somewhere in there, everybody. Near Minden. Alright. Let's see if we can narrow it down. You're in cottage country. And we're heading north. Be a slog. Wow. Well, we found ourselves on Reynolds Road. There's Reynolds Road. There's that bridge we just passed. There is that bridge that we just passed. There's the water right there. How far is it to Baxter's Road? That's a driveway. Not Baxter's Road. And then we get around this little kind of curve here. That's Heaven Lane. So I'm thinking we're right there. That's it, everyone. That's it. Truthfully, we're probably a little bit more right about here. 2530. It gives the house number 2523. Let's see if we can get this to 1 meter. Here's 2523. We're on this side of the road. Water is right up to us. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. I'm comfortable with this. Let's see if we can get it to 0 meters or 1 meter. There we go, everybody. Survey says. 5 meters. I'm okay with 5 meters. Also, we were on this side of the road, but the game says we were actually in the bush off the road. I'm sorry, no, we were not. We were on the road. So I consider that within a meter. 1 meter, everybody. How? And that's the game, everyone.
Tethercat said game over. Tethercat said game over.
What a fantastic way to end a stream, getting within a meter. All right, everyone, that's the stream. That's the game. That's where we are. I feel like I should see if we can do a raid on anyone. Part of me doesn't want to because I have such low counts. Would I even be doing anything? Would I even be bringing anyone over? The answer is no. I do see some low-end streamers, but they have 7 times the amount of people that are currently watching my stream, so I don't think we're going to bother anyone. And with that said, hey everybody, we are going to conclude the stream. I want to thank everyone for showing up. I want to thank all the viewers, all the people. I want to thank all the recent subscribers. I'm hoping that you are having a good day. Hope you're enjoying the streams. Always remember, keep an eye on your low-end VTubers. You never know what they're going to bring to the table. So, on that note, as always, have yourselves a good night, and thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Tethercat said thanks for watching _carrot. Tethercat said thanks for watching _carrot.